but this was our big gun. Now it just looks like you're stalking him. I think in the eyes of the people who don't follow it that closely, which is most of the country, here's the thing about Bob Mueller. He's like the last person, maybe the last thing in America that left and right agreed on. Left and right basically agreed. This is a guy of honor. This is an honest guy. This is an honest broker. Whatever he says goes. Americans are not into details. Don't read it to me, Bob. Just give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. The fact that he was like, I don't. If you couldn't impeach before, how are you going to impeach after? Or should you?
Well,
were you?
Is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the.
And that's with all of the difficulties and all of the fake investigations and the Adam Schiffs. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen.
This may be the most startling video available online at the moment. In his most recent episode, Bill Maher completely demolished Adam Schiff live on television, and it was truly amazing to behold. Bill didn't hold back. He tore into Schiff's reputation and gave him a much-needed reality check on why the Democratic Party is collapsing and why it may never rise again. I promise you won't want to miss a second of it. If you're enjoying it, please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Let's begin by discussing how these wokies abruptly altered their entire perspective on democracy when Trump began to win again.
Every day, bit by bit, drop by drop, we see our democracy evaporating. And you need to look at the cumulative total of all this and how much damage is being done. And I think my colleagues have to ask themselves, why am I here if not to defend this beautiful system we have? And speak out and act my conscience and whatever my voters do. I always tell my constituents the job of a member of Congress is not to get reelected. It's to do the right thing and still find a way to get reelected.
I'm genuinely perplexed. Does this man genuinely think that what we're doing now violates the Constitution? Or is he merely attempting to defend government abuse and fraud while diverting everyone's attention with identity politics and gender chaos? It's difficult to tell these days, but take a look at what Stephen Miller had to say about him.
Is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America. And everything he's devoted his life to has been debunked, discredited, and discarded. He literally represents the face of failure. His sole achievement in life was fighting a losing war against Donald Trump, and now President Trump is in the White House, and Adam Schiff is the leader of a dying and dethroned movement. It really is amazing. Think about what the Democrat Party is fighting against. What are they trying to stop?
I can honestly say that it's good to see Shifty Schiff finally get what he deserves, but let's face it, that's not even shocking because he's always wrong about everything. Take the instance when he said that Trump was going to lose and that he only cares about himself and money, when in reality, Trump is putting America first by fighting for the nation, the economy, and even the future of our children. The contrast couldn't be more stark.
The only thing he cares about is himself and money, and going after the money is a way to bring about some real justice.
Do you think
The reason why Joe Biden is going to beat Donald Trump is because at the end of the day, America is going to want a president who is a decent human being, who doesn't on other people, who has some interest in the American people, some interest in something beyond himself. I think at the end of the day, people are going to reject this bigoted, divisive figure. They're not going to want to put the country through.
Well, they have.
And they continue to rant about Trump as usual, but he doesn't waste time listening to the commotion. What's fascinating is how all of the wokies appear to be totally oblivious to what is truly making them look so awful. They keep doubling down without realizing how exposed they are, and they just watch as Bill Maher makes the ideal point to refute each and every one of their claims.
The Atlantic put out an article last year, and it was called "Separating Sports by Sex Doesn't Make Sense." Right. And talked about how we separate sports like the WNBA and just because it's just socialization. This is insane.
I agree.
Okay. That's why people vote for Trump. Because there's stuff like that on the left that people just go, I know Trump's horrible.
Even more amusing is how confidently they spoke as though they had the next election in the bag. But now look at what one of their own has said about it. It's a reality check they didn't see coming, and it says everything. The Democrats have actually doubled down on the very things that cost them, and now they seem to be stuck in a place where Trump is the only one standing with any direction or clarity.
The flip side, and here's the flip side. You can like Joe Biden, but hate Capitol Hill. As it has been for so many years. When you look at people, think about Trump. You ever watch Trump debate? This is why I was joking around and said I'd challenge him to a debate. What would I have to worry about? He doesn't say anything. He goes up against Democrats. It's going to be very, very good. It's going to be fabulous. But they watch. Wait and see. He hasn't said anything, right? And nobody on the Democratic side has, what is it? The pizzazz. I know you got the substance, but you've got a lot of people out there that are preoccupied with their own lives, and they want somebody that knows how to ingratiate
themselves. That's what in debates is called a gish gallop. It's called a gish gallop.
I understand that.
And there were others who called him out besides Bill. Donald Trump also jumped in and didn't hold back. He called him watermelon in a blistering 2-minute speech that utterly destroyed him on the spot. It was frank, straight, and classic Trump. And it left no doubt about how badly this guy is losing grip.
With all of the difficulties and all of the fake investigations and the Adam Schiffs, can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. And the biggest head. We call him watermelon head. How could that big fat face stand on a neck that looked like this finger? How can it? It was the weirdest thing. It's a mystery. Nobody can understand it. But he's one of the most dishonest human beings I've ever seen. And you know how we can allow people like that to run in office is a shame, but he did. He was in charge of the witch hunt. You know, he was in charge of the fake witch hunt with Russia. It was a made-up story. Made up. Think of it. They make up a story. They know it's made up. It's gone on for a year and a half, 2 years. Russia. I knew nothing about it. The only thing I knew was that I taxed the pipeline that I told you about, that I put all sorts of sanctions and everything else. They never had a problem like they had with me. But it was Russia, constant, as a method of, what they did is that was the complaint about why she lost an election, because Hillary was expected to win the election. But they didn't see what we saw. We saw the biggest crowds in history gathering, only superseded by the crowds we just had. But here's a guy that goes out, and he goes to an intelligence hearing or whatever you might call it, and it's supposed to be secret. He'd walk out. He'd either make a call off the record, this is crooked Adam Schiff, shifty Schiff. He's a shifty Adam. Or he'd just go out blatantly and have a news conference. And because it had to do with me and my family, he'd go out and have a news conference. And he said, now you've got to remember, he knows it's a hoax because he made it up with crooked Hillary. So he knows it's a hoax because we're with human beings on the other side. He'd say, Donald Trump Jr., the son of the President of the United States, will spend many years in prison because...
We appreciate you viewing this video, and if you liked it, please remember to like and subscribe for more. Please leave a comment with your opinions regarding Schmitty Schmidt. We'll be sharing more truth soon.